is Attorney Walter Rudolph Hnot III with Disability Resolution PA. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be going over questions inside the Red Book of the 2017 publication made on behalf of the SSA. Just so you guys know what the Red Book is, title of this lovely book, A Summary Guide to Employment Supports for Persons with Disabilities under the Social Security under SSI and SSDI. All right. Let's go ahead and go through the next question. What if you are self-employed? How is SGA calculated for you? They put it in here. I read through what they put. I feel like it's a little bit confusing. I'm going to read a bit of it and then explain it. All right, so I'm going to annotate this for you so you have a little bit better idea of what's going on here. If you are self-employed and your disability is not blindness, the way we evaluate your work activity for SGA purposes will depend on whether we evaluate your work activity before or after you've received SSDI benefits for 24 months. And the purpose of the evaluation, we will evaluate your work under the 3 tests or the countable income test to determine if your work activity is SGA depending on when you worked. All right, let me simplify that. The test they use for self-employment before you receive Social Security disability insurance benefits, SSDI checks in the mail, is the 3 tests rule. All right? Countable income test. We apply the countable income test if you've received SSDI benefits for at least 24 months. Okay, so the 3 test rules at the beginning, before you receive benefits. The countable income test rule is down the line if you've received SSDI benefits for at least 24 months. Remember, this is all about self-employed SGA requirements. SGA, let me do a quick summary on what that is. SGA is substantial gainful activity. It means $1,170 for 2017, that which you could potentially earn up to before being kicked off the program because you'd be ineligible by element 1 of the 5-step sequential process. Okay, what's the 5-step sequential process? The 5 elements of disability. So let's go ahead and go through this. The 3 tests. This is where they basically ask 3 questions. You render significant services to the business and you had average monthly earnings over the SGA level. All right, so $1,170 in 2017, and we have a jet ski coming, so it's going to be a little loud. So what do I mean by that? It means that if you're earning over $1,170, that means that, very simply put, you are earning essentially too much to be on the disability program because you have achieved substantial gainful activity. Let's go on to question 2 of the 3 tests. Your work is comparable to the work of persons without disability in your community engaged in the same or similar businesses. All right, so here they're looking to see whether or not what you're doing is equivalent to somebody else from where you come from, okay? They're looking to see if, you had a bunch of, they just paid you because they're your buddy accommodations. They gave you a special chair and you got to take extra time. They're looking to see if you could produce in a similar time the amount that a normal person without the disabilities that you have would in that community, not the national economy, in that community. So that test is limited to the community you live in. Your work is worth more than SGA, this is test 3, your work is worth more than the SGA level earnings in terms of its effects on the business or when compared to what you would have to pay an employee to do the work. All right, so this whole thing is like, they're not paying you for what you actually do, but what you do is normally worth this much money. That's where they're going through and saying, all right, so this self-employed person is not getting paid what this self-employed person normally would. However, with that said, they use that as a test because a lot of people will be like, well, I work, but and this is what I do, but I only get paid this, and it's $683 a month. Well, they throw in this test because they're trying to see what would a person actually normally get paid for this type of work. And that's so. Think of the first test as the money cutoff test, the $1,170. Think of the second test as the, community test. Are you really doing what somebody would be doing in the community, or are you just getting money handed to you because somebody feels bad for you? Think of the third test as, is the work that you're doing as a self-employed person, are you getting paid as much as you should if you were doing that job for somebody else and they were paying you through the traditional payroll method. You know, are you actually paying yourself for the worth of what you do? Think of that. It's like a worth test. You know, are you actually getting paid what you're actually, you know, for what you're actually doing? So that's the 3 test system, which is on the beginning before you receive SSDI benefits. All right, the countable income test. We apply the countable income test if you have received SSDI benefits for at least 24 months. So at this point, element 1 of this countable income test, you've been receiving SSDI benefits for 2 years. 2 years. 12 months, 12 months, 24 months. Okay? We will only use the countable income test to determine whether you have engaged in SGA and if your disability has ended as a result of that SGA. So the whole point of this is to see whether or not you're working in the economy, earning too much money, and therefore should be kicked off of the Social Security Disability, you know, program. We will compare your countable earnings to the SGA earnings guidelines. If your monthly, so what they mean by that is they're going to be checking, you know, what is the SGA amount for that year. Like 2017 is $1,170. 2016 is a little less money than that. 2018 is probably going to be a little more money than that, or it'll be the same, which is $1,170. It should go up, you know. We will determine that your work is SGA unless there is evidence that you are not rendering significant services in the month. If your monthly countable earnings average less than $1,170, we will decide that your work is not SGA. If you are self-employed and your disability is blindness, we decide your SGA based on whether you have received a substantial income from the business and rendered significant services to the business. We make this determination using your countable. All right. All right, so we'll go through that special section a little later. Basically, what you need to know here is the countable income test. This is all about the money. How much did you earn over, at, or around that amount of $1,170, okay? So we're getting away from the 3 test system, and now we're going to the countable income section. Now, why are we doing that? Well, at this point, we've already figured out you are de facto disabled. You had all your medical evidence to prove it, okay? So now we're looking at this saying, this disabled person, were they earning more money, you know, or were they earning, you know, this amount per month over the SGA amount? And if they are, should they be ineligible? Now, there are special rules that apply for individuals that are over 55. You know, if you're self-employed, your disability is blindness. Okay, remember, these blind individuals have a special SGA, which is $1,950 for 2017, and you are age 55 or older, special rules apply. So there are special rules that apply. We're going to do another video on that a little bit later. That way you understand how blindness can affect it. But most of the claimants that are out there are obviously not claiming blindness. They're claiming anything. It could be musculoskeletal issues, cardiovascular, could be anything. All right. So those are the 2 tests that they use for self-employed individuals. This is documentation straight from the Red Book, and I'm referencing a lot of it and reading a lot of it to you and then annotating it so you can have specific Social Security publication material with annotations from an attorney so that you have kind of an education experience as to what they are. Okay, so once again, you're self-employed, you're earning money, you haven't received SSDI, you know, checks yet. Apply the 3 tests. 3 tests are: number 1, did you earn, you know, $1,170 or more? Number 2, is your work comparable to other persons in your community? Number 3, is your work worth more than the SGA? Meaning, you know, you're not paying yourself as much as you should be paying yourself. Yada yada yada. Okay, and then of course, if you've been receiving checks for over 24 months, or at least 24 months rather, is the proper legal terminology. They do the whole $1,170 analysis as part of the countable income test. All right, so those are the 2 things that you need to know when calculating your SGA requirements as to whether or not you're going to get kicked off the system, disability benefit system, so that hopefully you will properly prepare yourself to utilize the system in a positive way, or if you can, get off the system and earn a whole lot more money. You know, because remember, we in America like upward mobility. I know it doesn't feel like that with politics and the craziness that's going on, but we in America like upward mobility. We would like everybody to be millionaires. It's not possible, of course, but we would like it nonetheless. All right. My name is Attorney Walter Hnot III with Disability Resolution PA, an Orlando, Orange County-based Social Security disability law firm. If you would like a custom video made about a particular topic, that's fine. If you'd like a free consultation, cool. If you'd like the most up-to-date information, great. go ahead and shoot me an email or give me a call, and we will go from there. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.